Okay, I'm calling this video the good, the bad, and the ugly. I have not made a video in a while, mainly because I did not have a computer at first. All I had was my phone. It became a problem, and I really didn't want to use other people's phone, not even my husband's phone, to do it. I wanted to be able to do it in my own time when I was ready to do it, and Anyway, today is December 21st. I am 8.5 months, I want to say now. Be 35 weeks tomorrow. And of course, it's 2013. 35 weeks. When you think about it, you're like, oh my God, that's pretty much a whole pregnancy. I finally gotten far, because remember in the beginning, you're looking at it and you're like, whoa, I gotta get how far? It's only been 1 week. And then you're like, oh my God, this week is not taking forever. I can't wait to get to 2 weeks. I can't wait to get to 3 weeks. I can't wait to get to 4 weeks. And then I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna be counting weeks the rest of my life, because I was very obsessive about it. Then you start getting to the point that you still remember, but you keep looking at it as, kind of like, oh shoot, what week is it? Everyone's kind of looking at you like, well, what do you mean? I'm like, oh, just let me go count the calendar. And I made this, okay, before I even started my journey, I made this big old notebook all about my journey, because I was obsessed about this surgery, about the weight loss, the everything. I still am, but I've lost some of it because, for one, keeping up with videos, also, the book had all my process, everything I was going to go through, ideas I got from other people on YouTube. I so envy the other ladies that I love to follow that have done theirs every single week, for those people like me that want to know. I was so obsessive about it to the point that I didn't even know about weight loss. Well, I knew about weight loss surgery, but all I knew was the lap band and the bypass. And when I went on YouTube to look at it, the procedures, what other people were going through, because, as they told me, everything is on YouTube. I wasn't a big YouTube fan before then. And then I heard of this gastric sleeve, and I'm like, what the heck is that? And then, of course, I went into finding out what it was, what exactly they did. I watched the surgery be done. I wanted to see what was going to be done to me. And when I looked at it, I was like, oh my gosh, that's what I need. Why did I like that one more than the other? Because they're going to go in and they're going to cut out the part of the stomach that's not being used. And they're not going to keep it and then let it stay inside my body. The lap band, it was going to be wrapped around my stomach. And what made me change my mind on the lap band also is because of what I've seen a lot of other people go through and what doctors were starting to say. What could happen, and how the band can grow into your body, meaning your stomach can grow around it, and it'd be very difficult for them sometimes, with some people, not everybody, to remove it. Going back in for fills, it's like more doctor. Not saying I don't have to keep going to the doctor, but also, after I got through doing the videos and I watched how it was being done, I was like, the bypass, I was like, oh, that leaving that other part of the stomach in there, that it's still useful, because they're still using it for what is it, the acids or whatever. That I just didn't like it. I didn't want, if a body part was not going to be being used, I was afraid that something would happen with it. What if it got infected because it's not being used? It's been used over, how old am I now? I'm 39. It's been used over 39 years, and been through over 20 years of that abuse, and then all of a sudden not being used at all. And I just didn't want it. I kept thinking infection. Not that my body's ever had that problem of getting any infections, A lot of people also asked me, was I afraid to get the surgery? I was like, no, I'm so excited. Not because I'm going to lose weight, but because I've had 3 children, all 3 of them 3 C-sections. And then I had a hysterectomy in 2008. They had to take it out the same way they had the C-sections. My C-section was from my belly button down to my pubic line. My first pregnancy was, I went 2 weeks overdue. He still wasn't going to come out, and it was an emergency C-section. And back then, that was in 2000, oh my God, in 91. And emergency C-sections went from your belly down to went straight up and down, in other words. If you had a normal C-section, then it went across. So now they do it across no matter what. How convenient. And so basically I lived with the scar, and it really wasn't bad. And when I had my hysterectomy in 2008, it actually made my scar even look better. But the only thing is that when you've been heavy for so long, you've got this scar, and then you've got this fat that sits around it. Makes it look like a butt. And, it was always a teasing thing, like, oh, you got a butt in the front. So, but anyway, I wasn't afraid of the surgery because of that. Yes, it was different, something I never had before, but I was like, I've had 3 C-sections plus that hysterectomy. There is no way I'm going to be afraid of this surgery. Yeah, I'm seeing what's going on. That kept me from being afraid. If you're really squeamish about stuff, I can kind of understand you not wanting to see it. But if you are truly wanting to know what is going on, what the procedures are, the doctor telling you is one thing. Yes, you can kind of imagine. I have a pretty good imagination when it comes to someone trying to explain something to me if they give me full details. But to watch it being done, how the tools go in, so therefore, when your doctor gets ready to tell you what he did or what he's doing, you actually understand. You're not sitting here, what exactly does that mean? Well, can you do some puppets for me? They're not going to do that. But, and my doctor never suggested to me to even look on YouTube. I kind of told him that I did, looking it up, looking up the history of it all. Getting started, it was not hard for me to get my surgery done. I want to say it took up to, I started in November 2012 when I really started taking the true paces. So it's November, December, January, February, March, and then April, almost 6 months. Mainly because I kept researching no matter what, getting approved with insurance, which was hard to do. They waited till I got done with everything except those last few things to do that the doctor makes you go do, your checkup of your heart, your sleep app. I even did that, and I think I had 3 more things to go do, and then they wanted to tell me, oh, we can't approve this. Why? Because my company stayed with the same insurance company, but then they turned it and went to smaller package, or I don't know how do you say it. And if you have an insurance, they've got a package that holds so much of this and so much of this and so much of this. Then all of a sudden they changed, and they said, oh, we're not going to approve it. And I fought them on it a little bit. It wasn't too bad, but it made me nervous. I got all that other stuff done, and then right at the end, and then they rejected me. And so they ended up agreeing that it was wrong that they allowed me to go through all of that, and then all of a sudden they're going to say no because I'm right there at getting ready to have the surgery. And then they first told me that I was going to have the bypass because they weren't going to approve the sleeve because it was still new. I'm like, oh my God, I've seen people have this years ago. How is it new? It's because everybody hadn't heard about it. That's why. It wasn't the doctors in my town, which I am in Tulsa, Oklahoma, had not done it. It was the fact that it was still new. It wasn't a big request in our area. I had a wonderful doctor, Dr. Grosby. He practices out of Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. We ended up having a surgery in Wagner, Oklahoma. It's a community hospital, but everybody there was wonderful. My doctor was wonderful. He explained everything. It was it was nice. His assistant was always helpful. She helped me tell me what to do with the insurance company. She helped me, hey, we'll make this phone call again. I mean, she was there. She wasn't just going to say, well, just do this. No, she actually was like, well, look, this is what usually happens here. Try to do this. She was so patient. I know she was busy trying to help other people, but she still took time out to help me as well. And it was a battle. But anyway, after surgery, I got home. I had a wonderful support. I know a lot of people always talk about friends being. I don't have like a ton of like best friends that are like right here best friends. Now that I've gotten older, I mean, I do have some associate friends, and I do have a good close friend, and we still don't stay in touch quite as much. I don't have any, that we just, oh my God, like every day, But my husband was always my backup. And it's kind of weird, when your loved ones are seeing you go through this, because when you tell them what you can and cannot have and what you should and should not have, they love to remind you of what you shouldn't have when they think that you shouldn't have it. But then you can go somewhere and they'll go buy you something and say, well, can't you have this? And you're like, oh my God, heck no. It's really off the scale. But then when it comes to something that you may be nibbling on, you're not supposed to have that. I thought you said you couldn't have that. It's like, well, listen to me and I'll tell you the difference about what I should be doing and what I shouldn't be doing. I can have whatever I want, but if I want this to be successful, I need to watch what I do, the intake I take in, because ice cream, I tried that when I was like 5 or 6 months, just a little bit off a spoon. It was Wendy's Frosty. It was one of those little small ones that you can get, the little kitty size one. Took a little bit, and I do mean a good little swallow off of the spoon. The spoon was still full of it, and it made me sick immediately. And that was the first time I tried ice cream after surgery, and ice cream used to be my favorite. And I realized that I couldn't do ice cream. You'd think I would be sad. I was happy. I wanted anything that I used to do in the past that would cause these arms, as you see, my stomach, which I'm getting ready to show you, or anything else to be a pain, to lose weight. I wanted all of it to make me sick. That would have kept me away from it. I realized now I can't have a little bit of ice cream, and it doesn't, and it upset me. It made me scared. What did I do? I broke me. I think I'm breaking me, And I tried a donut one time, just a little bit, and I'm just like, because I was kind of, still curious, and that's the part that'll get you. My only advice to everyone is, when you stay amped up about working out and amped up about everything you want to put in your body, keep it. Don't let anyone turn you away from it. Keep that enthusiasm towards that, because when you let it down or let your guard down for it all, then you do kind of slip back into some of your old habits. No, you won't be able to eat as much, but still at the same time, you having that, you start thinking, oh, well, I can have a little bit of this. Well, then, oh, I can have, it's not going to hurt me. But then you start stalling. I haven't really gained any weight. I made like, when I got to Wonderland, I got to 198. I went from 202 to 198. It took me months to get there, like almost 2.5 months. I stayed at like 200. Oh my God! Damn it! I'm gonna do this all over. Shit.